Yes, another day back. Alright. Had last time I was broadcasting, I had a little sniffles and all that. That was the start of it. After that, it was hell. It was like I caught a bad fever. My muscles started hurting. My organs started hurting. I had to go to bed rest, so I had to just couldn't touch my phone. Couldn't look at no screen. My eyes was hurting. It was crazy. It was some type of flu came through, so I'm just getting myself back up. So that's why I was gone for a quick minute. But I said tonight, let me just get on. What's good? What's good, Cam? How are you? Yeah, I'm just coming back out of a little, you could say 3 days in Hades and whatnot. Had to go through it for a minute. Fever and everything, body aching. But it's for a lesson. Everything is for a lesson. It's the universal lesson. It's preparing us. Catching a fever and being sick for 3 days that I couldn't even get off the bed. It was also now my phone was dead. It was like my charger piece broken, the phone died out, the tablet died out. Couldn't contact nobody, laying there with a fever, trying to figure out what the universe is telling me. And so that's when everything, you start to manifest when you really have nothing to distract you. It's important to know how we work, what our body is. And that's one thing we're going to discuss with preparing for changes. When you're preparing for changes, it's you don't know what you're gonna get into. You don't know what's gonna happen, but you get signals, signs, you get downloads that change is gonna come, and a lot of people don't catch it with their regular intuition. And it's kind of hard. Like if you're not connected to what's going on intuitionally by like circumstances and you could say peace and blessings, Raven. Um, Little issues that you go through that don't add up, they eventually add up. We call them coincidences. So you see a bunch of coincidences is like the same as looking at sacred geometry when you see 111s and 11, 12, and all the different numbers. There's some reason your head just say, look at the time now, or look at the number now, look at the license plate now. It's like it's not the number that actually is the thing. It's your attention that at that moment you seek to look at the time, you seek to look at the license plate. Those is a confirmation. And it's the same way how it works. It's like you already have everything inside of you, but we just not sure of everything we're doing. So these things come up as confirmation to give you a guideline to keep going, because then you feel like you motivated more to want to keep trying and doing it. Well, these coincidences is what we now get in line with. That's the universal mind, the universal law. It's like showing you what's going on, but the bigger picture. So now you see all your coincidences start lining up, and events happen for you in your life. Well, this is where you're going to get your fiery phoenix, your transformation, change. Because if you're doing it right with the sequential numbers always popping up, you get your 111s and your 1010s and all this stuff. It's eventually you're gonna run into your perfect destiny. That's what you're following now. You're on confirmation. With you on the confirmation, new doors open, new portals open, and old one close up. When you take this, what's going on, Taharu? When you take this ride through there now, it mimics in the physical world experiences you're going through, relationships you're having. You could be with a person, and all of a sudden, a change of heart might not manifest in the way you with the person or interact with the person, but you see yourself more connecting with another person. Could be just talking or whatever the case may be, but it becomes more emotional, like an emotional relationship in comparison to your physical relationship, what takes away. So it's like one door is open, closing, and another door is opening. So sometimes we don't accept change, and these now bring about duality in our life. This duality now starts stirring up like a mixture, alchemical going off inside of you, go off and go off. And we don't get it like on that time. Another incident happened. It could be at work, it could be with friends, and it just makes the same chemical going off. It's like it's telling you something, but you don't feel it. You probably feel like you're not getting your way, or people's not agreeing with you, or all these other things. These are the sign of changes is about to come. Then finally, bam, the big change comes. And most of the time, we're not ready for it, or you see it, it's right in your face, but you're not ready to cross that portal or doorway. It could be from relationship, a new job, moving, whatever the case may be, having to get something out your life, or you just in a spot where it's instant change. Instantly, something drastically happened, and you feel emotionally attached to the situation, and you can't let it go. And so this is now where you got to be able to make what's called the transformation. The phoenix got to come out. It's like if you don't let go, you're going to continue not just in the same cycle you're going through, but you're going to devolve because universe is giving you this. The universe is giving it to you as a gift or a curse. You see, it's only reflecting back what you put out. So with you putting out a certain energy and you following those confirmation numbers, you're only getting now back what you're receiving. So with it, you could be sometime thinking you're gonna go through something bad with this change from even relationship work or just your life on the general to something that when you open the door, it's a upgrade. It could be something you already is not aware of that is pulling you down, holding you back from you being greater than what you are, and you can't be it because something it got an anchor onto you. You're attached to something. Had a dream that fire came from the sky and consumed you right and left. Yes, to her, that's the transformation. That's the change. Most of the time, when we get these, you see it in the form of some type of scary monster or something trying to come get you, or you get burnt up, you die. Yes, that's the transformation. It's some type of change in your life, but it don't mean a physical death. It could be like a job promotion or a job demotion. It could be a relationship is about to end, or you're about to enter a new one. So these is all the changes that we're gonna have to first understand, because if you don't, you're gonna be stuck and you ain't gonna be able to manifest your whatever you gotta do. So we're gonna go into those so we get a greater understanding. Let me I've been since I've been sick, I've been having to lay up for a quick minute. I've been doing some of these new crystal designs. Look at this one right here. This is like one of the ones that I'm coming up. What if that attachment is your kids? Anthony X, that's a very a good question, and let me take a time out to explain that to you because, all right, it's like there's two paths in life. So I'm gonna explain it simple. You got a regular human being we call a mundane, and you have the unconscious mundane. So you have the mundane and the unconscious mundane. And to those between, there's two more levels, a visual state and another conscious state. But let's take the mundane itself. Then you have other people that is of a different type of people that is not the mundane. They are really, I don't want to define them in a way because I don't want people to use that as a definition. I'm just telling what's here as a fact. And there's other spiritual people that is actually not under the same laws as these people. So in these people, they learn there's no attachment. You don't, what you call your kids is not your kids. You understand? Because you're not your mother's kids. Like you don't think you're your mother's kids as an adult now like that. You think you're your own individual. So until you disattach from the illusion of your child staying as that child, you're raising an adult first of all, so you only see them that way at the present time. And as they get to a certain age, they're gonna move on too, because you're just the trustee of that body until it reaches a certain age. It's not literal like how you see it, because in relationship, you're gonna see a lot of family break apart because of the disassociation or dysfunctionality that takes place when the child turns 18, 17, when it has a mind of its own. So I'm not saying in there, but in as far as how we look at life from the higher perspective, everybody is a conscious being. You don't have nobody that owned anybody or created anybody with energy. We was always here. We came through that womb, and you're the caretaker, but you got to allow that child to grow not under your control. It has to be grown by nature to meet today's time, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Nature do. So nature is its true child. You're just the caretaker and overseer to make sure it don't hurt itself and it don't really do anything that's going to put itself in jeopardy. But we shouldn't actually impose our tradition and culture onto the child, so it won't be able to be creative and make up a new tradition, culture, and bring in something new into this world. So if we have that type of love, which is the average love, we also deny our child new experiences, because we're going to push our experience on them. So if you could understand that, that would take away that attachment that you would have to your child. You could still love your child like you would love your neighbor child and any other person. But when you have that super love, like it came out my womb and this is it and this is one I wanted and I'm gonna raise it like this, you're gonna be biased towards seeing life for it in a certain way where you have suffering and also rewards, because you can't just get rewards, rewards, rewards. That's what we would want to give our kids. But in life, it's through our suffering that we was able to know that we want better for our child, and we try to make a pave or a path that our child could only see a better day, a better path. But we deny them the suffering that we went through to become these great persons that we these parents. And so by you not letting them have some type of experience as far as going through whatever they have to go through to be their own adult, you're gonna be biased and their growth is gonna be stagnated and they're not gonna evolve like they're supposed to. So at a certain age and time, you would have to practice a disattachment from not just your kids, which is the hardest of all. Is you have to practice it with everything, because you're still part of something that was called the original consciousness. It's one consciousness that encompasses the whole universe. And then each one of us have our own individual, not just vibration. You vibrate to your own vibration. And with you having your own vibration, you also have your own unique form, which is you. But it's in your conscious mind that it projects this to form a physical you. You're not the real you. You're behind you in another dimension, projecting you here. And so, with you doing that, you have to learn to disattach yourself from not just everything, your flesh, to who you think you are, so that your journey back. Yeah, your mirroring flashing. Yeah, oh yeah, my memory, I do a lot of things. When you have a soul, it's that's one thing we're talking about. We're gonna talk about the soul, because when you have a soul, I do things instinctively. I travel through my mirror. I use a world. I don't see things like how everybody see it. I see another world through my mirror, through the walls, through everything. I see another world. I could look through you and see everything that you're composed of, because that's how we're really supposed to see. We used to see energy and forms, not into intricate details of things that attach our soul to it. Now, to continue with attachments, and Buddha, that was what he came to teach everybody, because a lot of back in the days when we was in our savage period, barbarian period, that's really around the Egyptian time, you could say. And it's the same time that they was practicing the same disattachment through soul, body, and mind, the Trinity. And those is important for you to understand. You're three in one. You understand, when you think you're one in all, that's when you understand that you're three. Then you're able to understand you could do a more magic, you could do more astral shit, you could do more psychic stuff, and then only those is available to you unless you have no attachments. The more attachments you have, it's like weights on you, burden on you. And with you having those burdens, it's harder for you to tap into your um, yin and yang, or feminine side and masculine side. They have to be balanced. It can't be unbalanced. And when you get in a relationship, it becomes unbalanced. When you assume when you go to school, it become unbalanced. It's really when you're at peace with yourself, you balance it out with finding your true self, your know thyself. Once you get to understand who you are, your feminine side and your masculine side will balance out to give you polarity energy of your third eye. That's what controls your third eye. Be macho, do the things men do, and women, same thing. Wear pink. Even though you could have a woman form, you still a man and a woman in that one body. Just like you're half and half here, you man and woman. You just ain't balance it out. And it don't have nothing to do with how you express yourself, your personality, your character. It's how you feel about yourself inside. It's a perception. Once you have the right perception, your heart chakra open and you're able to connect more with the universe and all the energies that is coming in and all the downloads. So that's why it's important for you to understand disattachment. It's just like if you don't disattach, you fall asleep inside yourself and your consciousness can't help you. It's stuck in there. And that's when you become the mundane. Look at the mundane as say you young and you first didn't get a job, your mother forced you to go look for a job, your first job, and so you feel, damn, I really don't want to. So you go now to get the job, but your soul don't want the job, your spirit don't want you to work. It wants you to just stay with it and learn something so that eventually you get a trade that or a profession, you make it up yourself. You just keep going through your hardship and your suffering, which is going to bring about something. It's like alchemy. But usually our parents, they was taught to, be a servant, to hurry up and get something for survival, so that they don't stick together as a community, a unit, a family no more, and help each other to till one grows and the pharmacists come out or whatever come out or a new profession come out. They kick them out to go be a servant, go do one of the labor party things. So the child now, when he goes to get the job, his soul and spirit disassociates from him. Like he had character to write music, dance, everything, but then all of a sudden he just become a clone. This means now he don't have nothing in him to actually have his own intuitivity, his own insight, his own inner creativeness. Only thing he will have now is just an analytical mind where he will just be able to take instructions. So he'll be at the job and they'll tell him what to do. Hey, go get this and do that. So it actually, the disassociation make you a clay, a robot in the physical. So then you will fall under the mundane status, not because you're mundane, but you had a disassociation of your soul, the creativeness, the I don't give a fuck, the nigga that does anything. But it had something for you unravel within yourself to make you have an original job. Like had how Steve Jobs made a Windows computer. I mean, Apple computer and Gates with Windows computer. They was original. They suffered something and then came up with something. Every human being has that in them, but we deny ourselves by not suffering. When you go through your suffering, your hardship, something comes out of you that's going to create something new. Like how I'm here experimenting. I'm bringing new lines of crystals. I'm telling you, these is going to be the new thing now, and they're beautiful. They're very beautiful. But I learned all my own suffering, and you have to do the same. I learned healing from being sick. I heal myself, and so I was able to know for a fact I could help others. And it's the same thing. You can't just be say you're gonna be a doctor, lawyer without actually having those experiences to know what you're doing, not just textbook. That means you don't know. So once we understand that, you will know that we don't really try to impose no will onto anybody, but there is two sides to life, and the disassociation happens if you allow yourself to be a servant. These people on these sides is the God's people. They are the ones that tell you it's the soul thing. It tells you what to do. It's your intuition to help you. At a young age, it might seem rebellious, but it's not being rebellious. It's because it has its own identity, its own function here, and its own reality. Is different from what's here already. And so until it adapts and learn how to convert everything, it was going to seem like a rebellious spirit, a rebellious consciousness, but it's not. So once you understand it and you could be good within yourself, the disassociation, you would say you go into the workplace, but you won't have the disassociation. You will be more of a leader, a manager, a vice president, something of that. They'll see your leadership quality than you having the disassociation from your first job. McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, where you're just an analytical. Okay, okay, I'll let the register. Okay, how much? $4.99. Okay, sure. All right, that's it. You come home, I'll go to sleep. I'm tired, and you wake up, you do it again. That's it. Your kids is all right. Yes. You went to work. Yes. You put food on the table. Yes. It's money in the bank account. Yes. You see, there's no body in there. It's dead. The spirit and the soul disassociated. So now I'm not going to that body. It's going someplace else. And so you got to realize it's important for you to protect your spirit and your soul, because that's the trick, the technology they're using today to get their spirit and their soul into you, which is more of a clone, a robot. It works through Wi-Fi and the nanobots that's in the air. It rewires your neurons, and they reading your thoughts through the Wi-Fi, through anything right about now. They show it. They show you pictures. Look like feathers. Look just like my peacock feather. That's what thoughts look like. If you never saw what thoughts look like before, it's real. The Egyptians show you that with the feather. That's thoughts. That's what really they showing you with the feather. So, anyways, now once you realize that all of that now, the protection from disassociation helps us. And with us actually nurturing the family and not being so aggressive towards the kids, it won't cause the disassociations too. It will actually nurture it and help it. So on that note now, between the mundane and the spiritual world, you see it's like two different frequencies, and they don't see things the same. So they might look rebellious over here, and these might look like good, honest citizens, but there is a problem there that they have to fix within their self, and that usually come up late in life when they finally retire, and that's what we get all the people who have no money after retirement. The little bit of money that they get from the retirement check go to medical, because those were situations they were supposed to have faced in the years of working, but they never got in touch with their spirit. They never got in touch with nature. So their body is sick. You see, let me explain to you deeper now. What's going on is they don't tell you about your body. It's instructions to it. You have to actually breathe. You can't be having these on all day. Like when I'm in the house, I have no shirt on. I'm in my boxes. I live by myself. That's fine. But you can't do that in nature. The Africans we call savages actually was intelligent to us, our understanding, because they didn't wear clothes. They knew that. You understand what I'm saying? So that every cell on your body have to breathe, and if they don't breathe, then you have dead cells, you have dead thoughts, your energy is low, and you get sick. That's how you live to only be like 170. You can live way beyond that. That's not no real age, 70 and 100. None of that, man. You're supposed to live beyond that, but you can't. You have to first be around nature, because you have what's called protons and neutrons, electrons, which make cells that actually interchange and interact with the nature. You remember there's a saying, they tell you that in a year, every atom and proton and neutron on your body change. Every organ change. You change everything in your body in a year. All right. But look at this. They say that this died, your eyes died out, your this changed, everything changed. These is all made up of atoms and protons and neutrons. Atoms and protons and neutrons can die. We got the first protons, atoms from when the first Big Bang or when the first creation here still in you. That's why you have those visions. You can see into the everything, because we're made up of those same protons. So only thing happens when you regenerate over a year and everything is renewed is new atoms from other places switch places with you. You constantly switching. And so, being that you're constantly switching, what are you switching with? Concrete, steel, paint? No, the only could those protons don't work with the body. It's like you got to go to nature and go trees. You're made up of trees. This is trees. The rocks is your bones. You understand what I'm saying? The water, you're 70% water, the ocean. Your organs is all crystals and gems and vegetables. So by you being in that environment, you stop your exchange like this. So you renew. Because if just listen, if protons, neutrons, and electrons can't die, can't get old and wither out, so the universe would have fell apart, then what happens? How come you get old and die, but your cells and your protons and actually don't? You got to see that you're making yourself sick. If you didn't have to do that, your body will naturally heal by itself because they don't get sick. It's us that what we eat dead food. If you're not putting alkaline food in your body, all you're doing is killing your food by suffocating your cells. Same like when you're wearing this clothes, you're suffocating your cells from breathing. That's why I said put plants all around your house, aquarium tanks and all that. That's genetic healing. You're healing yourself genetically. You're prolonging your own evolution and helping your evolution by having those things because we're brought up in a European world, a European mind, where they was not connected with nature. They was running from their own bad-minded construction and civilization to nature. And that's what they're still doing today. But we ourselves is stuck in what they created and don't realize it's not healthy. It's actually giving them Alzheimer's disease, all these sicknesses. It's from being in these closed compartmental apartments and city areas with no trees, no grass, no way for us to exchange our protons and neutrons around. Okay, so once you learn that, you'll take your shirt off, take your jeans off, and be more naked, not around the kids and everything. I'm not saying to promote that, but you can get them tank tops and keep them right. You understand? Do that, practice that because you can look it up in science anywhere. You see that your body is exchanging, and they're teaching that now is what's called epigenetics to do that more than actually run to the doctor. If you're in nature, you're actually healing as far as your breathing and letting your body exchange, you do much better. Would lizard or reptiles like snakes and Greylocs make good pets with positive energy? Yes, definitely. Definitely do. Good afternoon, Sandra. I am. How are you? Yes, all animals is good energy. You know, I've said an animal friend is better than a human friend because animals had no reason to lie, deceive, or just covert. Animals is honest. You know, they straight up. So, you know, you would do better helping an animal than you would helping a friend or whatever that's from there. Just leaving some food out for cats and everything, you get your blessings. And remember that. That's how what it's all about. You in this world it's the same like how everything was a sacrifice to come into this reality we in, and you have to give to receive. That's why you breathe out and breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. It's all an expansion like the wave. And so you once you realize that, you give to receive. You don't go work hard to receive, you give to receive. You're still giving your energy to receive, but instead do it consciously and you will get something back consciously from the universe. So that would bring everything into its full 100% what you get in your destiny blessings, not some blessings that you bought or some blessings you stole or blessings that wasn't yours but you put yourself in that position. So it's like you unite yourself in a way that you could monitor your measure your life by the blessings you get. People telling yourself that it's not true. You can never tell yourself nothing. Other people have to tell you. You can never give yourself nothing. Other and that person didn't do it. It was some the universe made them give it to you because take you're consciously given to some is gonna come back to you, or when you want, you will receive. But if you're not following the system or it's not in you in your perception, like how I'm putting it to you, you would just not know how to will things into your life or how the universe works or what's going to happen, or when you're in change, you want to exchange, knowing that this change is about to make you big. You understand? Anything right now you're going through, any suffering, anything, you're about to get big. The universe is turning around right now. Those that is doing good or have it is going to topple down, and those that is doing bad is about to come up. I'm telling you now. So that's how the universe works because they've been putting in the work to suffer. And it's time now we in expansion and contraction where it's change coming. So I just wanted you to understand that and align that now with everything that's going on. All right. What else? We were saying about the positive energy of pets. Out of all the animals, you know, the cat is the best animal to have for. It takes out negative energies. It literally love it more than it love food. That's his first food, his first weapon to fight with. The first thing it want to just hold and take away from every human being. You know, just understand like the cat itself, because you see the lion, it protects a certain circumference of the jungle. It don't just protect that himself and his family. He protect a whole area. That's the same energy how a cat protect. It got an astral body that protects not just you, but your whole household. But it gives it to you. You have to allow the cat to go around your leg and stroke his tail on you. That means it's giving you its astral body. You just give it a rub now, and it actually will stay with you and stay in your magnetic field as a protection, a gatekeeper that protects you. And so, you know, that's how they do it. And now when negative energy come, you'll see the cat always in a corner playing with just nothing over there, or just staring at something, or just with himself looking at nothing. He's holding an entity or a negative energy, and he'll hold it there until it dissipates because they suck that into them. Or if they can't suck it in and it's some type of menace, they'll keep contained and take it out the house and go play with it someplace else far away from the house. That's how they work. So that's why the Egyptians kept them, you know, and that's why you got Basset. Basset is who all cats is. All cats is one being, just like all of us is from one being too. So that one being is Basset. So she controlled the whole cat domain through her astral body. That will be the holographic body you will see that create this reality of any type of feline animals that comes from her. And so you have different people like the pygmy come from Best. Anything you see from the first gens, Olmec type people is from Best. You see, that's why the Egyptians have them over their heads and the thing. So different hologram as gods actually creates the mind pictures you see, because think about it. Your skull don't have a hole in it for you to see. Your eyes is just a lens that actually have um, neurons connecting it to your brain. So your brain don't have a hole in it to see. It don't see nothing. So what is it interpreting more than vibrations coming from your neurons to your brain? So all you're doing is taking vibrations and you creating this reality in your head. There's nothing, a hole to see outside of you. So that's what you got to keep in mind. Everything is perception in your head. You're thinking this is me and this is this. You don't know what is in front of you because you don't have a hole in your head to see it. You understand what's going on? So what you're creating in your mind is from vibration, and you're creating it from past life, past life, past life, past life, past life, past life experiences. You're in your own virtual brain, and that virtual brain was a virtual brain that created its own virtual self from years upon, I mean, millions upon into reincarnation. That's where you get your instincts from, your habits from, all these things that make you who you are today. So once you understand that, you'll understand your reality, like how Buddha and them say, there's nothing outside of you. Everything is internal. It's inside your head, and you get sensations that make you react to it, and the sensations give you a mind picture of everything in your head. But you know, watch the brain game show. They could try and trick your mind, trick your eyes. It's not real because you have a perception of what you think you're seeing. You don't know what you're seeing. It's only what you think. Eyes, the third eye, and downloads that guide. Understand that, then you realize the holograms we see now is inside of you, and it just get fed from inside of you to your brain. The vibrations come to your eyes. The neurons interpret it as colors, lights, and form. You put the picture together in your head, pieces of it, and the mind makes the full picture. So the brain puts it together, the mind make you see it. You don't need a brain for the mind to work. The mind is a mind that has everything in it, including things that's not created yet, because it's actually like one, two pixels, you could say, and anything it creates now, know what it is because it creates it from inside itself. So, anyways, that's how the mind works, and that's why people could have a brain accident, a piece of their brain missing, and their mind still work normal, because the mind is a separate being, a separate entity that connects to a central mind, and that we call ether, the energy or whatever. And then from there, you got consciousness, which is separate from all of those. Your mind, you're not your mind, you're not, because it's your mind. You're the consciousness in your body. You understand? So you're not your body. And that's the biggest separation you have to make. Now, when you realize what is consciousness, what do you mean? I'm me. You you're with the mundane. It's many aspects to you, and you have to find all these different ones that I'm saying to realize this is not you. This is not you. Everyone you're gonna think it's you till you lay up in it for a while, and then after you outgrow it, you're gonna realize it's not you. Your whole job is to get to the end of the side to realize you're just the consciousness, the light, the energy. And once you realize you're the energy, you connect back to your central consciousness, the one that projects you. When you could connect to the one that project you, that's the one that could control your aging, how you look, if you wrinkle or not, if you get old, you have this or that. You could actually change how you look, the shapeshifter one, because you're a hologram. Let me give you an example. You could Google this for a fact. Do you know in 1 second you actually flashline, you blinking, you're not here. You're blinking in 1 second, 1,044 times. In 1 second, you blink. You flash in and out of this dimension. This is what you're doing now, like a flickering TV, and you don't know it. So fast that it's too fast. That's the 144,000 they talking about. Because you talking flicker 104 1,044 times per second to stay in this reality. So I'm just giving you an example how you think you're here when it's not here. You got to have the right perception though to see everything how it works. So once you realize that you actually pushing your consciousness here to be here, you realize you could also morph yourself, change yourself by how you feel about yourself. You have to feel a certain way, believe a certain way. Then you make the genetic codes in yourself, or the chromosomes, whatever, turn off and on. You just turning off and on switches to make protein. Once you could do that, your health and everything, you can manipulate your health to feel better, actually bring about, healing organs or tumors or anything that's inside of you. And that was the real way, like the Egyptians healed. They didn't use no scalpel, they didn't have no cutting device. All they did was use the magnetic body, the other body, the consciousness body, and to heal the physical body. That's how it works. So that give you a better understanding of how we work. Look at this one right here. Isn't this beautiful? I love this piece right here. Let's see. All right. These is like some new style. You see how the intricate like Coogee sweater type design is on it. Yo, I wanted to show you one like this. Before we go any further, look at this. I was showing you this before. This is kind of freaky, right? Watch this. Tell me, do y'all see 335, 335, 2 3? You see all the numbers? 2 5, 2 3 again. You see all these numbers on this thing, and this nobody even put it this how it came. But if you have the right eyes to see, you'll see the numbers how they align. It's beautiful. And look at it up close. It's like mad decked out. I don't want to put it too close. And on the back, they got the black hair. All right. 335. You see it? Yeah, that's a special one. Look at this. I like these two. These is real pretty. See the back? Look at this. Man. See, that's the hat man on the side with the little boy. See the hat man right here with a can go on. Let's return it around. That's the family right there. See this? These is different too. They shiny. They look like wax. That's how shiny these are, like wax. Like you can't see the reflectiveness off because it's night, but they're very reflective. These are the new creation. Look at this one. These is actually pro. I'm trying new things. Look at this. It's green. This ain't no dyed or anything. That's how it came. You see how it's buried up in there? It's green in there. This is a crystal. This is crazy. But and it actually makes something. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Look at this one right here. This is a done piece right here. But look, let's see. Is it this way? I want to put where it goes. Pearl right here. You can see like it's a man on the thing, and it's like a dragon with his tail going around. You see a face smiling right here with the eyebrows, a face in here right here. These things got is full of life. Look at that. It's full of life in there. You see this little woman face up here? I'm covering it now under the chin right there. And you see this dude riding the dragon or the snake, the Leviathan right there? These give off energy too. You can feel the energy it's giving off. Yeah, Taha, you see that? Isn't that crazy? You can see the dragon, the green dragon going through up and down, sliding through like Kundalini, and it look like dude is on top of the dragon. And it changes too. Well, bring it a little closer so you see it's not a mythology here. This is what's there. Look, now she look like a black woman with a mask over her face with a big forehead. You see that? Now watch this. Let's turn it sideways and read it now. See, these is spiritual stones. Look at that. I cut my finger all up some more. Yo, doing these, that finger is dead. I kill it. I don't even want to show it because I beat it down. And I'll do it more and more. Look at it this way. Yeah, you see? Look at this way now. Look, you can see the man holding the he's holding the snake. You see his arm, his hand, his face is right here. His hand is touching up on this little alligator right here. And the snake is going all the way up to here. You see it coming around? Look, y'all gotta have spiritual eyes, man. I'm giving y'all the eyes of the gods. So you can see nature. There's nothing imperfect in it. You just gotta have the eyes. Speaking of that, that's what this is at the top. It's the eye. You see the eye right here at the top? That's an eye. As you know, this is on a crystal, yeah. These things is real. I'll let y'all see the number one again, cause did y'all get the numbers? Look, I'm gonna see if y'all get it. Watch this. I'm gonna show you 322. Watch this 322 coming. You see the three right here? Three, and then it's a two gonna come over here and a two over here. 322. You see it? Look at that. Now you see the swastika right here? You see how I made the swastika now right here? Piece of a swastika. But this is how it come up. You see the numbers all coming up? It's numbers all in this one. And this is how it came. I didn't do nothing to it. Alright. I like this one too before we start going back. This look like it got the Dragon Ball eggs. The star, it's got little stars all over. This is mad heavy too, and it glistens. Do you feel the energy that resonates? This be resonating some energy. It's mad heavy. And the color is like an orange. It's actually orange calcite, but it's like, I did this myself. I made it into like an egg. You can see the guy right here in the doorway. That's the portal, the gatekeeper of a portal. You see it? And if you have spiritual eyes, you look in, you see into here. It's like another world. You see the peoples in there. You got to be able to have the spiritual eyes over here. So you got the gatekeeper here, and you got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven like people, but then a little portal open in the back right there. That's how you will read that. Once you have the spiritual eye to see all of these, then you're ready to go into those other worlds. But you can't, if you can't see all of this, you ain't gonna be able to understand the other world. Look like you're in darkness, but it's not darkness. It's just a different world. A green one too. Oh yeah, look at that. And you see how you got the shadow hat man right there. This is powerful and it's beautiful. They glisten like crazy. Like as you, man. Don't let me tell you. When I held this to do a meditation, because I check everyone myself to see if how much power they have. This is radiating mad spirals of energy coming at you. By the time it gets to you, it covers your whole body. It's just radiating. It's coming like a little spiral right from the center, starting coming out. This is incredible, man. I kid you not. I got a personal connection with all of them, man. That because they work. They're not something that don't work. So I'll be like, these are my babies. But it's beautiful, man. You see how it shines. The little sparkles that you see is the ancestors that's on it, the spirits that's on it. They saying hello. That's how they are. That's how we are in the Godhead. We like those little sparks. When I fly through with the dragon, that's all I see as a little spark, and I head to one. It's like one person summon me, and you head to it, and you head into a dragon egg or a head of a turtle or the lizard or the python, depending what dimension you're in. Each one is a different dimension. I just saw the sparkle. You saw it? Yeah, these things sparkle nice, man. And they got all chakra pattern. If you can see the little patterns, it's embedded all in it. It's embedded all in the pattern right there. You see it? There they go. You can see them. To see that the detail of those, that's these. If you look at this, it's on here too. That's the same chakra pattern you see here. This is green. This is nice too. But you see the same patterns? That's these, I call them chakra patterns. This is a Dragon Ball right here too. All of this, I'm telling you, I'm making up these is all concepts, original and key concepts that I'm working on. These gonna be crystals that I'm doing that's unique. Nobody else have. So you can see it from up close. This is all chakra eggs all over it. See the gods. And on the back. I could tell you. You see one woman right here. She's holding like something like a spear or a gun. You see the black boy right here with the man with the hat standing behind him. Look like they're in a canoe or boat or something. You see it? It's a beautiful piece, man. As you turn it around, you see the black person coming up right here with the black hat. That come up first. You can't miss that as I turn it. Then you see the other faces come up, one, two, three, inside of there now. You see them coming up the chakras. These is how you get your logos in. That's me right down there. You see the little hat boy right there. That's how it works. You got to put yourself back in the logo of life and the chakras. And that's it. That's how it works. That's what we learned to here to learn that science right here. So, and look at this before I go to this right here, like poke balls. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to master. Look how this one, it got a shine to it. This look regular. You think it's regular? Let me see if I could get it in an angle. This one, it's like the tree of life is on it. If I could get it, hold on. Cause I got these set. These like holograms. My joints is like holograms right here. Hold on. You got to get the light right on this. There you go. You see how it shines? And you see how it changed the color of the screen when it shines? See how it's spiritual? This is deep right here. This is a tree of life is on this. It's like a hologram. You see how it's glowing and changing color? This thing don't play right here. Look, it make my screen change color. You can see it. You see the number 3 come up just now? See how it's flashing off and on? Yeah, Cam. Yeah, these is what I make. These is all shaman made, man. Just straight for protection and power. Look, you see how it's glowing and resonating? Let me see. And then on the other side now, look. Bam. So I call it the tree of life. And it's shiny too. It's all shiny. I'm gonna have it send you some energy now. Let me see. Yeah, that's all I want to deal with. Anything I'm dealing with gotta have the sacred geometry to it. You see all the pieces? They all have the sacred geometry design. That's how we have to, our body is. This is on us on a subatomic level. Our body is that same sacred geometry. We just can't see it. That's how spirit works. Spirit is perfect. This is how spirit life is. Everything is in synchronicity with one another to make one smart image. You see? That's how we work. This one here is the foot. This is the foot of God. Look at it. It's shaped like a foot. And in it, let me show you the most important thing. Look, you got the look like toes. You see the boy sitting waving at y'all right here? You see the black boy? I think that look like me right there. You see him? He waving, standing there. See, it look just like a sneaker. And on the back, the little black boy angel. You see him? See his arm right here? Got the snake wrapped around it. That's his face with the hat on right here. You see him standing there? That's how we roll. Now this one look like he got him holding him. You see somebody's holding this one with the black boy standing in the front. This thing change all day on you. It keep changing every time you get back around. But anyways, yeah, these is like some of the new line ones coming out. You know. All right, let's get back to what we talking about. All right. Oh, this hold on, this little cute one. You see, this is cute right here. Got them in little. They coming in colors too. Trust me, I'm working on that part. All right. All right. Now, we're gonna discuss like how we feel in reference to like how our environment is, what we're going through. You know, everything that we're experiencing is just is a reflection of who we are at the present moment, how you feel right now. And so that's why if you want to change your reality, you got to change how you think and change your eating habit, and everything else around you will change. Those two hold us, you know what I'm saying? And so we got to balance ourselves out now by actually going through what I consider suffering. You know, it's suffering to everybody. It's the eating habit, the way we eat. If we don't start changing from like the way that we used to eat into a new way now that we embrace alkaline, embrace not cooking so much. You shouldn't. I'm guaranteed to be eating food that's not cooked, and it's not because of no, fancy reason more than our body is a living being. It's alive. Your cells is alive, and when you give it dead food, you're not helping it. It's like you got two things clashing. So if you getting stuff that's natural and you start blending it now and just drinking it, that's doing your body perfect because it goes right into your bloodstreams, to your cells, to your atom. Everybody take what they need, go to their dimension. Remember, these things is colors. They love colors because colors is dimension. And so now once you get the different colors in your body, you feed in the atoms, the protons, the neutrons, and electrons. That other cooked food is really for your mind. You think you're feeding your body, but you don't have no energy. You have power, but you don't have no energy. When you feeding yourself like plant-based food and vegetables and all that alkaline stuff, you have energy, long-term energy. You can't sleep. You don't eat that much. You're always out doing stuff. You can't stay still. Power, yeah, you can lift up things, and you got minute more spirits hoping on in an hour. Okay, Raven, that's what's up. So you want to actually try to get towards eating some of them smoothie shakes, blending a lot of these fruits and stuff, and making your own way of doing things now. You can't just follow the old ways of cooking and dinner and lunch and breakfast. You got to stop that old way now. This is a new us. We really don't need food, period. We live off of light. Food, any food you name is light. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't understand how light is not just food, but it's healer too, you understand, then that's what we really need. So when you're going out and you're getting your substance. Make sure you're getting something that is gonna feed the body. So natural food such as you could take your spinach, your broccoli, anything that you could lamb up in a blender and make nice. Put some honey on it. Don't use no sugar. All those will help your transformation as you go through these changes. Yeah, and that take away the attachment from actually our desire for food because it's more our desire. You could say you be like, I'm gonna go vegan, and then you go buy vegan burger, vegan chicken, vegan steak. That's not actually stop eating meat. You still eating meat in your mind. That's where it's wrong at. If you're gonna stop, discontinue that type of thought. You understand? Because you gotta look, every animal it vibrates at a certain frequency like you. You're not seeing what's outside of your head. Just you create that animal. So now say now the animal is in the slaughterhouse and it know it's gonna die. Its vibration is fucked up. It's going through suffering and hardship and pain and wondering what's gonna happen. Then it get killed. And then you eat that vibration, then you ask the universe to give you something or you working on something and it don't work out for you because you're vibrating for something that's for that animal calling out for help that was in some fucked up state. And so the universe send that energy on to you. So you got to get your flesh out of somebody else's flesh or somebody else's flesh out of your flesh because it's fucking up your vibration. That's not your vibration. You know what's crazy about it? The animals we eat, they don't eat animals. They are vegetarians themselves. Think about it. What do cows eat? Grass. Pigs, food that's on the ground. Chicken, grass and food off the ground too. So everything we eat is vegetarian, but we eat them. So we got the whole universal system fucked up. We out of sync. It's not in sync. So you got to look at that for a quick minute. But I'm not here to tell people stop eating meat, don't eat meat. All I'm just saying is be conscious of what you're doing. And it's time for us now to say if you eating meat, chicken, and rice and all that, know you're doing that one to kill yourself, and then know that you're doing it also just to feed your ego, just to feed your mind. You're not actually doing it for substance because I'm here to tell you eating those things is poisonous to yourself because you are cells, your energy. You're actually the cell. You're not the, I don't know what you think you are. So you're feeding the cells, and if you're feeding the cells could only eat plant-based stuff, and it has to be in the form of like some type of enzyme. I'm gonna just break it down as enzyme for you to go through your bloodstreams and through everything so it to go where it's supposed to go. But if you eat and putting meat and all that, that's starch that blocks up your arteries, so you get blocked up. What's called itis. Anything with itis, tendonitis, arthritis, all that mean is your veins is blocked up. That's what itis is. It's this a squeeze. So you have to get it open back up. Your veins open back up, blood spiral through. So how do you get it open back up? By eating raw foods. Anything raw. Eat your onion raw, garlic raw, everything raw. It goes right into your bloodstream and start opening and back up all those blocked up itises. Itises make your knees hurt when you get up or your back hurt. If you go, when you get up or, when you're sitting down, you got itis or you're in potential itis state. So, some of your veins is blocked up in places, pretty much. So you got to start eating more raw stuff, blam up raw stuff that you don't usually eat. So your mind needs to know that don't eat for pleasure. That's for your own benefit. When you're eating for pleasure, look at it like you're oiling your car when you're taking it from a mechanic, when you're putting these things in your body because you're feeding somebody else, your cells. Your cells is your thoughts. As long as you feed in your thoughts right, they will give you good thoughts. If you feed in your thoughts a slaughtered burger that was in the place that was tied up and he was begging for help and nobody helping, you got negative, crazy thoughts. You have animal thoughts. You have everything except for your thoughts. So you want your thoughts, you got to feed what the body needs, and that's what I'm here to put you on to. That these changes your perception, give you lower vibratory frequencies, not a high vibration, and not your true self. You understand? And you'll see it when you tell somebody stop eating meat. It's hard for them to quit eating meat, and they get defensive and have all type of stuff because it's habitual. So try not to get yourself based up into enjoying what you're eating too much. Have it to a certain extent because you're only there to sustain the body. By you doing that, you free up your consciousness from that part of your body because it always be there ready to knock. You could be chilling, I can't wait to eat. I'm gonna make some pork chops. As soon as you at work, it's lunchtime. I can't wait to go to get the sandwich. So your consciousness is caught up in that. You don't want that. You want to be like, yo, it's lunchtime. Yo, we're gonna go eat. Yo, come on. Oh, all right, I'm coming. You understand? That means your consciousness was caught up into something else. So you got to be careful of those type of slight attachments. Those is attachments. Same thing. It will go for your relationship. You at work and you're always thinking about your woman. It's attachment there that you need to cut those attachments. You at work. You're always thinking about your kids. It's attachment there you need to cut. You at home and you're thinking about buying a car you don't have money for, it's attachment that you need to cut. All of these is attachments. And once you realize these, let me explain to you how attachment works. When you try, there's this thing they say when they were studying matter, how matter works. They shot some electrons and protons through a little hole, a slit, to see how it would react. And it forms like little balls on the wall, right? And so they had it like it's randomly shooting all over the place through the hole. But then when they go to measure it to test it, it first forms now like a wave. It don't form that little balls like all over the place. So they notice when you measure something or test it, we get a wave. That's the wave we all see because you're looking at it. That's the measurement. So first thing is everything forms the wave. That's matter, protons, neutrons, in reference to us. Then now they try to observe it with a camera to see what happens. But when they put the camera there, the proton don't want to work. It don't even do nothing. It stopped right where the camera is about to start. So they realized the proton had sense. The proton is alive. The proton knew it was being watched. And that's called the law of observation. So when you watch subatomic particles, they literally stop working for you. They're not going to do nothing. But say you're not watching them and you just had a thought, oh, I want something to eat. Somebody bring you a plate of food. Oh, I want a new car. Yo, you just get a car. But if you hold on to the thought, You're watching the subatomic particles. You're watching the spirits. They don't like to be watched. So they're going to stop and disappear, go away. So that's the law of the observation. And I want you to realize it's the same thing as holding on to anything. That's why disattachments is so important. You think of something, you will it into your existence, you let it go. Your kids is your kids. You love them, you treat them right. You let them go, you'll see they come back as they miss you and they do things for you. But if you're always in there nagging and this, it turned bad. Too much of one thing is overdo it. You impose your will onto them. They feel they're being imposed. They fight for their individuality. You're getting them and you kick them out, and everybody go their separate way. That's what happened when you attach yourself so much and you love something so much. You don't know how you're stifling it, and you wind up having to find out the hard way, and your ego get crushed. So with that, we learn to disassociate. I mean, don't attach ourselves but so much before we let go. And it also works for energy vampires. That's how energy vampires connect to you. They're attached to you. They know people who love attachments, who's emotional and love emotional bondages. So once they see that, they're attached to your emotional side and they get everything through you through that. Right? Right, that's attaching and control. Exactly, Latoya, and that's their whole game plan, to attach and control, because it's more spiritual than it's physical. The physical is just the decoy look or whatever, but the spiritual is really where the attack is happening, because once they're attached to you, you can't let go. It's something that's inside of you that won't allow you yourself to even let go from it. So they become an energy vampire, succubus, and keep sucking your soul, keep sucking your soul, keep sucking your soul. And we always think that it's not nothing, okay, that my soul is being sucked. No, it's deeper. They'll take all your soul, and it's like that movie. It's an old movie I remember that came out where they become you. They start looking like you. They start dressing like you. They think like you. They got anything you do. They did it or do it too. Yes, and that's what happens. If you keep allowing the energy vampire to attach you, you got to realize he only attached to you because he saw something superior in you, superior to himself, and he needed that trait. So once he lock onto you, he goes for that trait. That person or thing takes that trait away from you. Then you're not intuitive in your trait. He got your intuitive spirit. They take your spirits. It's a taking of your spirits. You don't get the spirits back. That's the bad thing about it. So it's good to learn to don't mess with energy vampires. Disassociate with them the quickest way you can. And the fastest way, believe it or not, and I'm gonna teach you, is to actually tell them no, don't, I can't, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. Make an argument. You see, one thing human beings is very repetitive through their mirror neurons. So once you do something once for somebody, 99% of the time they're gonna come back for you to do it again, and they expect you to do it again. That's called gang stalking. That's how it works. Everybody try to play on your kind side, your nice side, and then gang stalk you by keep doing it over and over and over again. But if you tell them out the gate in a nasty way, don't fuck with me or don't ask me for shit or get the fuck out of here, and then they're gonna never do it again. But if you do it nicely, you're gonna get them to fight with you. You see, if you're nice, that's when a person fight with you. When you nasty and mean, a person don't like you. They arrogant. They don't want you to scream on them or do all of that. So it's not a matter of you screaming on them. It's not a matter of you being tough fighting. You could be small in a punk. It's you speaking up for yourself. If you don't speak up for yourself, that thing comes in sneakily, because it's the elephant in the room that just is quiet and invisible. That once it locks onto your emotion and your mind, you dead. That's because they see you as a prey, and they're a predator spiritually. So they come into you talking nice and everything, but it's something else attaching to you that you can't let go. Oh my God, I said this exactly today. Wow, thank you. Yes, it's very important for you to understand that. So once you do that, it's like you learn lessons to make you transform. A lot of people is nice out here, and they can't say no and don't realize their whole purpose for coming to this dimension is to learn to say No, they yes, they're always okay. They kind. They'll do anything. But it's in their lessons will be to say no, not to be mean. Their lessons to say no because they can't say no. Same thing as people here that could say yes and only could say yes only. They can't say nothing else. And so their lesson is to say the opposite. So it's like some of us, we don't realize what our purpose here is to do the opposite of what we have inside of us, what we're locked inside to do. Because then you learn, you evolve from it. Cool, got it. That's what it is. And so that's the lesson. That's the lesson. You know, I just got summoned through the mirror. My time is just about up. Yo, these spirits is crazy, B. They know how to do everything. They control everything, man. Once you get the idea of it, it's kind of a unique journey. But hopefully everybody get their time to activate. You know what? I'm gonna give you a message and something to remember. You know, we today we call our body in an energy field. The energy field. We're all energy. And I never heard nobody define what's energy up to today. Science don't know what's energy. Just like what's electricity. I asked both of them, what is energy and what is electricity? And I don't want to hear so positive, neutron, and negative. What is electricity and what is energy? And you would just come to the conclusion everything has been changed over into new words. Every new culture, every new generation. We're going back from Babylonian. Nothing has changed since then except for the way they express the word for it. And today's word for spirit is energy. You know, and today's word for kundalini and all that stuff is electricity. And so we don't know what these things is as beings, as entities or whatever they are, because we assign inanimate names to them. So when somebody could give me what energy is, then they'll understand. Somebody could tell me what electricity is. It's in the air, it's in everything, it's like lightning. You could understand. You work off of it, you know. So once you get these concepts, you understand natural magic, who you are, your astral body, your ethereal body, because that's what they run off of, what we call today energy. Only thing wrong with that, it denies you your psychic abilities, your abilities to use the energy like you're supposed to, because it's not energy, it's spirits that guide you and take you to these places. You're in something, but we don't know what it is. And we call it an energy field, which is, like I said, it's an undefined word. And so, by you understanding these concepts, you will be more back in tune with your spiritual side and your intuitive side and be, humble through it. A lot of people is receiving downloads, and we're using our intuitiveness. Everybody's getting on there when they hear intuitiveness. And you got to realize for you to get this initiation from your intuitiveness, you have to go through some type of soul initiation. It's not just a download. A download. Who's telling you these things? Where's the information coming from? Is it from yourself, a spirit in you, a demon in you? Where's it coming from? So it's like if you don't go through the soul initiation, and like I said, the key word, the soul, you I don't know what to tell you. Who's you following? Where you getting your information from? Because only person could give you these downloads is through your soul. And if they're not professing their soul, where are they getting the information from? And I bring this to you because I got my soul. That's how I know all this stuff, and I try to learn it not from that way. I did that my first year where I was just getting downloads and putting it out, saying I'm the son of Rod. This is gonna happen, and I had a friend with me who did it too. Then she started getting into scribing with the things and readings and all that stuff. Next thing you know, she started hearing the ancestors always talking to her. Then she started telling me that I don't need to talk. She could hear me in her head. And then from there, she wound up popping up in the park butt naked. So the spirits told her to walk around in the park 12 o'clock in the day naked and is get locked up for it. And not just then, she comes out and just still walk around naked. So the spirits told her no wear clothes is wrong. So I don't take everything information from people who take their information from spirits, downloads, whatever you want to call it. I need stern facts. My reality is like that sacred geometry we looked at in any of these things, how everything interconnect. So you could tell me a lie and your lie is the truth. To me, your lie is always the truth. There is no such thing as a lie. Everything interconnects. There's nothing in this reality that don't add up. Like I say, you could take a rock and break it into a million pieces. It still retain the whole in the hologram and the soul of it. And so you get to realize that everything is already one. There's nothing that is separated except for your way of thinking. And so if it don't add up on a whole, not no separation. Anything separated is like you talking about your neighbor. It's the same thing. We love gossip. Yo, this is what it is. This what it is. This what it is. But you don't have a point. I don't see you turning into wings on your back. You a million YouTube videos later, nothing happening to you. No halo over your head. No horns. So we have to realize that some of the stuff we're ingesting is just to feed our ego. It ain't actually, like I said, changed from Babylon till now. So you might as well learn the Babylonian way. Maybe you could do better with it than they're doing today. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna teach you the natural way, natural magic, natural everything, and you slowly get it. Everything will come. It's an evolution of your own self, an unfolding of your soul, your spirit, and everything. So it's better than that than everybody saying, "Oh, I got this download. The universe said this. The universe said that. This is an astrology. This isn't that." Let me tell you, you yourself, right? Is the kids today, which is us, is actually the stars, and the parents is the planets. Let me say it again. You're the gods, and your parents is the kids of the gods. The gods came first, stars came first, which rendered planets, like the sun made the planets around it. Planets alive, so is the star. The star is the gods. The star was first you when you was in your chaos state, then came as a star. But that was happening. You had Jupiter, all these different gods came that create seasons, that changed the weather, that made moisture, heat, everything, that made life on there. That wasn't you who was on the life. You was the one that created the life that's on there. Those is your kids. But they became your parents today. It's a deep science to it. It's for you to learn it though. You need to learn what's going on so you won't get thrown off with new age way of saying old stuff. No matter what they're telling you today, it was already written a long time ago. They're just trying to pay whoever could reword it and put it into new terms the best, can then get the contract, the government contract. That's all. And everybody's running around trying to make up their own, from the Actorians to this person to that person, whoever's talking to download shit. Everybody had to upgrade, but who's right? Not in the sense of any day horoscope reading or what the universe is saying. That's all. Nothing is going to happen in that sense. It's all about really you connecting back to your true self. Your true self is this universe that they're talking about, but your information is not a universal information. It pertains to you. You understand? You have to be able to tap into you, because they might tell you universe is going in this direction and this, and your life is going in this direction, and you don't understand why your life going this way, but everybody else, or they saying this is going this way. So you must understand your universal self, your true self, and tap into that same thing that they're telling you what they believe is going on. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody has to tell anybody anything. Everybody get the same information, the same download. It's for you to want to tap in. So I just want to end it off on that note then. So I should be back up day after tomorrow. I'm gonna let this circulate, but I'm back. I was just sick, like I just said, had a terrible flu, but I didn't start taking orders for the crystals, and nor am I did I promote yet all the way because I'm getting my permits. I had to get mining permits and everything. So this will be done by this week coming up, and then I will be showing off whatever I got with, we're gonna do sales and everything, and I'll be having people in the local area in the states that's gonna be able to have it to y'all immediately. So just give me about another week or a few more days, and these gonna be all ready with the mining. Now, no problem, Sandra. And I'm back now. My phone is still down. Believe it or not, it won't charge past 30%. So it's not like I could go and check everything and talk to everybody. So I have to keep it off just for emergency. So it's been a lot of hurricanes here and flooding, and at the same time, it seems like the way the system work out here, we work off in the states 60 hertz. That's how fast the cycle spin per second for electricity. Out here it's 50 hertz. It spins a little slower. So stuff like iPhones or S10s and all that stuff don't catch energy enough to pick it up. Yeah, the Hat Man. I know I gotta go, Raven. He's calling me to get to come to meditation. I gotta go. You know, yo. If anything, y'all know the Hat Man is 100% real. I've been professing them. I show it to y'all in rocks, crystals. That's who I am. That's me. That's my father. That's the side I come from. Even if I show you here, you see, first thing you see is the hat. All my crystals have the Hat Man in it. Look at him right here. You see the Hat Man right here in white with the boy sitting on the throne. That's me right here. The boy sitting on the throne. That's the Hat Man. I finished my initiation. I did the whole four. It's a 5-year process. I'm in the 5th year now, but I finished. These is inaugurated crystals and rocks showing him. Look, the both of us right here, two guys on with the dragons, the two serpents, sitting on the two serpents. And this is embedded back in the matrix, like I told you when you do the logo, the prokaryotic cell. It's my prokaryotic that's it. Cowboys, one more to come. One, two, three. So far, I seen two, but I know it's now a third one coming. If you see him in the pictures, there's four to come. Believe me, man, it's nothing in this reality. You could write a lie, and it's the truth. You can't make up nothing. Remember, everything comes out of you. And it's this, you got the universal consciousness, the Akashic records that record everything. You only could tap into that to create from. So whatever you creating, that's why forensics could track any and everything down now, because they know the science. There's nothing hidden no more, and you can't make nothing up. Whatever is here is already here. Once you get that, you could just create. Start creating and stop worrying. There's nobody that could do you anything unless you think they could do you something. You understand what I'm saying? Aside from that, this reality is your reality to make it. Will positive things only in your life. Get rid of negative people. Keep your circle clean. Anybody that's pulling you down, telling you you can't do it, get them out of there. If you're going through adversity, face your adversity, move forward. If you're fearing something, you got fear, attack it with anger. Anything you fear, attack it with anger quick. Do not let fear overwhelm you. Use fear to induce anger in yourself. The more you fear, the angrier you get and do something about it. That's how we work now, okay? University of Conscious Science. One love.